The old town of Ravensbrook had always been shrouded in an air of mystery, its cobbled streets lined with quaint shops, each one filled with curiosities and stories of their own. Among them stood a seemingly innocent antique store, its sign weathered by time, simply bearing the name The Enigmatic Emporium. It was owned by an enigmatic woman named Madeline, whose eyes seemed to hold secrets from centuries past. From the moment the store opened its doors, tales of peculiar occurrences began to spread. People spoke of objects that seemed to come to life, whispering to each other in the shadows, and eerie lights flickering in the corners of the shop. Some said they felt an overwhelming sense of unease, as if unseen eyes were watching their every move. Local legend spoke of a sinister origin tied to the store's collection. Madeline was rumored to have come across a cursed book of dark arts during her travels, and the objects within her store had been imbued with malevolent spirits. The most infamous of these artifacts was a cracked, weathered mirror, said to reflect the true nature of a person's soul. One rainy evening, a young woman named Emma wandered into the enigmatic emporium. She had a fascination for the macabre and was drawn to the eerie aura that surrounded the place. Madeline greeted her with a knowing smile, sensing the curiosity that burned in her eyes. "Welcome, dear," Madeline said in a voice that sent chills down Emma's spine. "Feel free to explore. The objects here have a way of finding the right owner." Emma's gaze wandered through the dimly lit store, landing on a dusty old music box. Its haunting melody filled the air, and she couldn't resist reaching out to touch it. As her fingers grazed the surface, an icy sensation shot up her arm, causing her to pull back in shock. "Ah, the music box," Madeline said, her eyes gleaming with an unsettling glint. "It has a way of connecting with those who harbor secrets." Emma felt a sudden vulnerability, as if the box could peer into her very soul. But the allure was too strong, and she decided to purchase it, despite her reservations. As days turned into weeks, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that the music box had changed her. Sleep became elusive, plagued by vivid nightmares and ghostly whispers that seemed to drift from its delicate form. Her reflection in the mirror began to appear distorted, showing her a twisted version of herself she didn't recognize. Desperate for answers, Emma returned to the enigmatic emporium. She found Madeline at the counter, her piercing gaze locked onto her as if expecting her arrival. "You felt it, haven't you?" Madeline asked knowingly. Emma nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. "What's happening to me? What did I awaken within that music box?" Madeline beckoned her to follow, leading her to a hidden room in the back of the store. The walls were adorned with ancient symbols and obscure texts. At the center of the room stood the cracked mirror, emanating an unsettling aura. "That mirror holds the power to reveal the darkest aspects of one's soul," Madeline explained. "It reflects the true self, the self that we often hide from the world. And the music box, it has a way of awakening those suppressed emotions, unleashing them into the world." Emma's hands trembled as she stared at her reflection in the mirror. The once familiar face looked foreign, distorted by unseen malevolence. She felt a presence behind her, and as she turned, she caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure lurking just beyond her vision. "What do I do?" Emma pleaded, her voice choked with fear. Madeline's expression softened, revealing a glimpse of remorse. "There might be a way to break the connection, but it won't be easy. The music box has to be returned to where it came from, and the mirror must be sealed away." Emma knew that the journey ahead was perilous, but she couldn't live in the torment that had become her reality. Determined, she embarked on a quest to discover the music box's origin. The trail led her to a long-forgotten mansion on the outskirts of Ravensbrook. It was said to have belonged to a reclusive artist who had dabbled in the occult. Inside the decaying estate, she found an altar inscribed with ancient runes, a place where dark rituals had taken place. With trembling hands, Emma placed the music box on the altar, and the room seemed to come alive with malevolence. Whispers filled the air, and the walls seemed to breathe with a sinister energy. In that moment, she knew the spirits within the objects were awakened. In the final act of her journey, Emma sought out a powerful medium rumored to possess the ability to seal malevolent entities. Together, they returned to the enigmatic Emporium, where they faced the malevolent mirror. The medium chanted incantations, calling upon ancient forces to bind the mirror's power. With each word spoken, the room grew colder, and Emma could feel an otherworldly presence recoiling. As the ritual concluded, the mirror's surface rippled, and the malevolent presence retreated into its depths. The connection was severed, and the objects in the store fell silent once more. From that day on, the enigmatic Emporium lost its eerie reputation. The objects remained dormant, and the unsettling aura dissipated. Emma had conquered the malevolence within her, but she knew that the evil among the objects would forever remain a secret, waiting for another curious soul to awaken it. And so the enigmatic Emporium continued to stand, luring in those who sought curiosities and relics of the past, unknowingly stepping into a realm where evil lurked among the objects. Only the wise and the wary would recognize the sinister truth that lay hidden within the shadows of the antique store.